And I'm Ashley.
And you're watching Ed and Ashley's 5-Minute Show. La da da da. Hi there, I'm Ed, and I'm joined by Alan from Google, and we just got out of a really great plenary session, and Alan, turns out, he was on the panel. Pretty cool. So I want to start off with asking you, actually, a male ally question, and I think that's really appropriate given the panel you were just on. So what I've heard from a couple of my guy friends in the industry, because I have a few guy friends in the industry, and so they're at an individual contributor level, and they're really on board with becoming an ally and learning more about how they can help women in tech. And your upper management, your C-level, they're super on board with it too. You're here at Grace Hopper, we have a lot of other C-level guys at Grace Hopper, and that's awesome. But your middle management, at some companies may not be as on board. So what would you recommend someone to do at that individual contributor level to help, when they're getting pushback from their managers and they still want to help, but it's really difficult for them?
Well, we have an issue in computer science that, our culture is not as welcoming as it should be. And I think everybody realizes that. I don't think there's anybody at any level of the company that doesn't realize that the culture is not female friendly, it's not diversity friendly.
Yeah.
And so we all have to fix that, right? So the first thing is just admit you have a problem. And I feel like sometimes, at least in the middle management section, they're so focused on shipping a product or doing these other things that everything else is kind of a backseat.
Yeah.
But the question to ask is, do they really admit there's a problem? And maybe they come from a generation where they don't think about this.
Mm-hmm.
And, maybe that's part of the reason. But I think once you admit you have a problem, and once you spend enough time, once you have enough time to push these things through, then I think everybody can make a difference.
Awesome. So is this kind of a case of trying to manage up more effectively?
I think it's more of a case of everybody having to do their part.
Okay.
And I feel like if the engineers see some behavior that they do not feel is appropriate, they should take somebody aside. They should tell them what that behavior is.
Yeah.
And they should let them know that they can improve in this particular thing. And you do it in a super non-threatening way.
Yeah.
But if it's your boss, having that conversation can get a little delicate. And but you can do it. You can have that discussion. And I think it's important to do it.
Yeah.
And maybe what you do is you maybe get 2 or 3 people together and you talk to this person. Maybe get somebody that doesn't work directly for them to come talk to them. There's lots of strategies that you can use to I think, educate people, because I think people, once they see a behavior in themselves, once other people have noticed it, the last thing they want to do is distinguish themselves in that way. So you can get it through.
Awesome advice. And I want to ask you one last question, because you mentioned this in your talk, and my heart was just warmed, that you have 2 daughters, and they're both interested in computer science. How did you do that? Tell us.
There's a totally different story with the 2 girls. So my older daughter, who's now 14, when she was growing up, I tried to get her interested in computer science in every possible way. I would tell her stories about it, I would do things, tell her about programs, I tried to have her write a little program, and she just had no interest. No interest. And I thought, I'm totally hosed. And then she went to this place called Girls Middle School, and Girls Middle School requires computer programming all 3 years.
Oh, wow.
So in the first year, it was mostly HTML and CSS and stuff, but in the second year, it was programming. And so she came home all excited. She had written this Scratch program, and she came home and she showed it to me, and she said, "Dad, look what I built." And I was super excited about that, and it was like amazing. And then I remember this moment. She looks at me and she goes, "Dad, you're a computer programmer. Show me what you can do." And so she handed me her laptop, a language I had never used anything before, which was perfect because I had to ask her questions about it. And then I built a program, and then I showed her what I could do.
Oh, that's
and then
so
since
cool.
that, we actually worked together for a little while. But what was great about it is she learned how fun computer science could be. And she also learned she was good at it. And I think it was probably one of the first times that other students would come up to her and ask her how to do things. And I thought that was
Nice.
just super special. And so
It is.
now she's addicted. Now my 9-year-old, totally different story. The reason she wants to learn computer program is because she's a Minecraft addict. And because the only way to build mods is to learn Java. So she doesn't want to be a programmer. She wants to learn Java so she can build her own mods. So there it is. That's the secret.
Well, definitely. External influences and Minecraft.
Perfect.
That is a good secret. Thank you so much for joining us, and I hope you have a really fantastic conference.
No problem. Good luck.
Bye.